I can't play Arknights Endfield anymore. And I didn't expect to say this, honestly. This game was so hyped that only people who live under a rock didn't hear about it. There were buying ads everywhere, from all kinds of creators, even the ones you'd never expect to touch a gacha game, like Path of Exile players? Seriously? Who was the target audience here? Because right now, Tellus 2 feels way more empty than it used to. So what happened to Enfield? Let's figure it out. Hi, my name is Kiss Samurai, and I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. It's here for a reason, right? Anyway, grab yourself some tea or coffee and let's dig in. I try to analyze every aspect of the game, and here are my top reasons why players are leaving Enfield. One of the most crucial parts for many players is the gacha system. It has to feel at least a bit generous, like you have a real chance to get your favorite waifus from time to time. But here, it does almost everything wrong. No carryable PT between banners, very low amount of pulls per patch, separate pulls for limited time banners, and the worst part, you can lose 50-50 multiple times in a row before reaching 120 pulls. That's just painful. And it's not even about one unlucky moment. It's the fact that this can happen consistently. So instead of excitement, you get this constant feeling of risk with almost no safety. And then there are things like urgent recruitment and hand-hunting dossiers. They give you this illusion that your desired 6-star is just around the corner. You just need to pull a bit more, or maybe spend. And over time, that creates frustration instead of motivation. We don't even have to go far back. Starting from version 1.1 with 1010, the amount of actual content was extremely small. It almost feels like there's nothing to do. This is supposed to be the beginning of a patch, but it feels like the end of it. If we remove all the login events, what do we actually have left? Not much. And that creates a very weird experience. You log in, check what's available, do a couple things, and then you're done. And this happens way too quickly. Alright. This one is probably the most controversial. The factory. A lot of people call it the only unique thing that makes Enfield stand out. But I'll be honest, I think the factory is complete garbage. And here's why. It's very hard to balance a live service game with a system like this. Because once you finish building your factory, what's left to do? Nothing. And that's the core issue. A system like this should either be constantly evolving or rewarding long-term engagement. But here, it's neither. And the funniest part, you can build everything in one click using blueprints. So why would I spend time building anything manually, if I don't get anything for it? No achievements, no badges, no icons, no recognition. Nothing that shows that I actually did something myself. You just spend time and get nothing meaningful in return. Spending stamina feels like a chore. Yeah, technically we have those permits for double rewards, but let's be honest, there aren't enough of them. They recently added more through the free pass, but I really doubt it will change things that much. Because the core issue isn't just the amount, it's the feeling. It doesn't feel fast or satisfying. It still feels like something you have to do every day and spend more time than needed to be spent. And when daily systems feel like obligations, players slowly start dropping the game. And the worst part? None of these problems exist on their own. They stack. Gacha feels bad, content feels empty, systems don't connect, and together they create this constant feeling that something is missing. This is another big issue. Every good gacha game has a clear loop. You do dailies, get currency, pull characters, build teams, beat endgame content, and repeat. There has to be a reason to log in. There has to be a goal. And usually that goal is endgame. But here, right now, we don't really have solid challenging endgame content. Events are small, content feels limited, and the factory doesn't fit into this loop at all. You can farm pulls there, you don't really progress your account in a meaningful way. It just sits there, like a useless appendix. You can spend hours building something, but it doesn't push you forward. And because of that, the whole system feels disconnected. Now about combat. Most of the time, it feels like a right-click simulator. You're usually stuck playing one character, occasionally using abilities that take a long time to recharge because of the 3-point system. It just doesn't feel that engaging. There's not enough decision-making, not enough impact. And over time, it becomes repetitive, especially when you compare it to newer games that already offer more dynamic combat systems. Story is also not great in my opinion. Some people say it gets better later in Volin, but I personally stopped caring pretty early. The narrative feels dry, another main character with amnesia, too many scientific terms, and admin feels like a piece of wood. No real emotions, nothing to connect with. And yeah, story isn't everything, but when gameplay already struggles, it doesn't help. In the end, I think Arknights Endfield is a good-looking game, great visuals, nice style, and a lot of potential. And that's actually the most frustrating part, because you can see that it could work, all the systems could work together, but right now they just don't. And because of that, the game feels empty, like a beautiful shiny candy wrapper, with no candy inside. What do you guys think? Do you feel the same way when playing Enfield? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe. I'll continue my search for the perfect gacha game. See you in the next one. Bye!